What's up, YouTube? Back again with the Holy Grail 1988 Suzuki RM250. This bike was owned by an older guy. He hurt himself on it somehow. I think he broke his leg or something. I'm not sure what happened, but the bike is absolutely clean. It's in really good condition for being a barn find. This bike is not restored in any way. It has some wear on it and it is a little dirty, but it's just absolutely a really clean find for a 1988. This bike actually has the original certificate of origin, which is unbelievable because you don't find that. And in 1988, a lot of good things happened to this bike. Suzuki infused a much needed injection of horsepower into their previously anemic mill. The snappy low end and hard-hitting mid-range made the RM fast and fun. So 1988 was a really good year, and it was the what do you call it? The king of leapers in 1988. This thing would leap in the air. The suspension was just absolutely an amazing breakthrough for Suzuki in 1988. So, I went neck to neck with Yamaha back in '88, and the biggest improvement made to the '88 RM250 was the redesign of the rider compartment. It had a new lowboy tank and lowered radiators for improved weight distribution, while a longer saddle and slimmer tank profile allowed better rider movement, aiding handling and improving comfort. So basically, and I think they tilted the neck a little bit. They gave it more of an angle for better handling. But the horsepower on this bike, I think it's like 50 horsepower. That's what it says on the certificate of origin. Horsepower, like 51 horsepower or something. It's absolute beast. And this bike just screams hospital. In 1988, the RM made a huge jump forward in horsepower wars. With the motor fine-tuning and careful refinement, Suzuki found an additional 6 horsepower over the mellow 87. The 1980, so basically this had 6 more horsepower than the 1987 RM250. That's pretty amazing. 6 more horsepower. That was a pretty major improvement, from 87 to 88. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And it got the 38mm McUni slingshot carburetor for better throttle response. You can see the slingshot carb, whatever you want to call it, flat side. But definitely gave it better throttle response, and it's pretty cool. This bike actually had the revised gearbox, which is pretty neat. In 1988, it had a revised gearbox. So basically, this thing was a whole new animal in 1988, which is pretty amazing. But and this bike is just, it just looks unbelievable. It's just amazing. I don't know how I keep finding these gems, but this thing is just an unbelievable barn find. It is really clean. It's not restored in any way. It's used. It has, a few little scrapes here and there. It's definitely has a little bit of wear, but it just looks unbelievable. Unbelievable barn find. It is so nice looking. I love this bike, man. It's just words can't even describe it. It's just you get these butterflies in your stomach when you just look at it. It's just I remember when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, seeing these bikes all over the place, and one of my neighbors on my street growing up in Philadelphia, he had one of these. He actually had the 88 model, and he used to rip across that field, man. And I was young at the time, but this is probably back in 89. Yeah, 1989, because the bike was like brand new, 89 or 90, I think. But yeah, man, full floater suspension. It's pretty amazing because it has the original, not the original, but like the registration. It says expiration date June 30th, 1989. It's pretty amazing. State of Florida, Department of Agriculture. It's pretty cool. Check that out. Expiration date June 30th, 1989. That's unbelievable. Can't believe that's still on here. That's amazing to find. You just don't see that. And this thing is just unbelievable condition. Look at that original radiator cap with the Japanese writing, fresh from Japan. Even has the original, not the original, but like the I think this was probably put on in 1989. The original seat cover might be under this, which would be unbelievable. Can you imagine that, taking this off and having the original seat cover under this? I'd have to look into that and check that out. That'd be really cool. But it's just really neat to see this bike, you know, like this, because you just don't find them like this, man. Man, this bike is just so clean. And it's not restored, it's a barn find. This bike is used, it has, you know, a few little scuffs on it, but it's just unbelievable shape, and the condition is just remarkable for 1988. It just looks so good. It's just so awesome. I love this bike. I'm going to do a start up and walk around on it, so stay tuned. But I just wanted to show you the latest barn find, and it just man, you just got to keep looking at it. It just looks unbelievable. It's definitely a great looking bike. Absolutely amazing looking. Can't go wrong with the 80s RM, man. It's just an awesome bike. And let me tell you something, man. This bike is fast. It's very fast, very powerful. Absolutely, it's an absolute beast. That's all I can say. But it's just amazing because it has the original exhaust. It's unbelievable. You know, it's got some wear, you know, a little bit of wear, but man, it's incredible condition. And look, it has the original silencer. It's amazing to find that. Absolutely amazing. So it's really cool to see that, because you never see the original silencer on these bikes at all. So it's definitely really cool to see. But yeah, stay tuned, and post another video up of this running. I'll do a startup vid. But stay tuned. Peace and hair grease.